Most farmers think all buffaloes are basically the same. They're not, and choosing the wrong type can cost you years. Because some buffaloes are built to produce rivers of milk, and others are built to pull through mud all day without slowing down. If you don't understand that difference, you're not just picking the wrong breed, you're picking the wrong business model. Today, we're breaking down every major domestic buffalo breed in the world, not just listing names. We're separating them by type, geography, purpose, and most importantly, profitability. By the end of this video, you'll understand why India dominates dairy genetics, why Southeast Asia depends on a completely different type, and why the highest milk yield does not always mean the highest profit. And wait until you see which breed produces some of the highest butterfat levels in the world. But first, we need to fix a huge mistake. Most people confuse buffalo, so let's clear this up fast. All domestic buffalo belong to one species, water buffalo. But inside that species, there are two major types, and this split changes everything. River buffalo. River buffalo are your dairy machines. They are mostly found in India, Pakistan, parts of Europe like Italy. They produce high milk yields. They respond well to structured feeding systems. They're the reason buffalo milk powers major dairy industries. But they also require better nutrition. Higher output means higher input. Remember that. Swamp buffalo. Now here's where the story flips. Swamp buffalo are not built for high milk. Most produce only 1 to 3 liters per day. Instead, they're built for strength. They dominate in Southeast Asia, China, parts of Indonesia, and the Philippines. They pull plows. They work in rice paddies. They survive on rough forage, low milk, but extreme durability. And that difference alone determines which continents built dairy industries and which built draught systems. Now that you understand the biological split, let's go where buffalo genetics truly exploded. If dairy is your goal, this is where the real competition begins. India has the largest number of recognized buffalo breeds in the world, and most of them are river type. Let's start with the global benchmark. Murrah, the dairy standard. Origin: Haryana, India. This is the most exported buffalo dairy breed on earth. Milk yield: 10 to 16 liters per day. Fat: around 7 to 8%. That fat percentage matters, because fat is money in dairy markets. Murrah genetics have spread across Asia and even into South America. But here's the catch: they demand good feed. Push production too hard without proper nutrition, and performance drops fast. High reward, high input. Nili-Ravi, the Punjabi powerhouse, found in the Punjab region of India and Pakistan. Very similar production to Murrah, often 10 to 15 liters daily, known for white markings on the forehead and legs. In Pakistan, this breed dominates the dairy sector. Slightly calmer temperament, strong milk consistency. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all Indian breeds chase maximum volume. Some chase fat. And fat changes everything. Bhadawari, the butterfat surprise. Milk yield is moderate, but butterfat can reach extremely high levels, in some cases above 8%. That makes it valuable for ghee production. Lower volume, higher fat value, different profit model. This is where farmers who only look at liters make mistakes, because sometimes fat pays more than flow. Not every farmer wants maximum milk. Some need strength, some need survival in harsh climates, and some need both. This is where dual purpose and regional breeds enter the picture. Jaffarabadi, the heavyweight. Origin: Gujarat, India. This is one of the heaviest buffalo breeds in the world. Massive curved horns, large body frame. Milk yield: around 8 to 12 liters per day. Not as high as Murrah, but here's the advantage. stronger build, better meat potential, solid, dual-purpose option. For farmers who want milk and body weight, this breed balances both. Lower peak production, higher versatility. Mehsana and Surti, the efficient producers. These are moderate producers. Milk yield, about 6 to 10 liters per day. Good fat percentage. More adaptable to regional feed systems. Less extreme than Murrah, more stable in smaller operations. For small farmers, stability can matter more than records, because consistent income beats risky peaks. Let's move faster here, but don't underestimate them. Nagpuri, Pandharpuri, Toda, Bani, Marathwadi. These breeds may not win global milk contests, but they win survival contests. Some are drought tolerant, some handle extreme heat, some survive on rough grazing. Milk may range from 4 to 8 liters, but feed cost is lower, stress tolerance is higher, and in dry regions, that matters more than peak yield. Here's the pattern you should see now. High milk breeds demand high management. Regional breeds trade volume for resilience. So the real question becomes, what does your system reward? But before we answer that, let's cross the border. Because Pakistan refined its buffalo strategy differently. Unlike India, Pakistan focuses heavily on fewer breeds. But they refined performance. Kundi, the heat survivor. Origin, Sindh province, built for hotter climates. Milk yield, moderate, around 7 to 10 liters. Lower feed demand compared to Murrah. Strong disease resistance. For hot regions, this breed can outperform higher producers simply because it doesn't collapse under heat stress. And that's a lesson many farmers learn the hard way. Meanwhile, the Nili-Ravi dominates Pakistan's dairy industry. High yield, high consistency, strong commercial demand. But again, performance depends on management. Now here's where everything flips completely. Because not every country built a dairy model. Some built something entirely different. Let's move to Southeast Asia, and this is where most people get shocked. Remember earlier when we said there are two types? This is where that split becomes real. Swamp buffalo are not dairy machines. They are agricultural engines. Milk yield? Usually just 1 to 3 liters per day. That sounds low. But here's the part most people miss. They were never bred for milk. They were bred for mud, heat, and muscle. Carabao, the rice field icon. The Carabao is the national animal of the Philippines. Gray skin, wide sweeping horns, calm temperament. It works long hours in flooded rice fields where tractors struggle. Milk output is minimal, but the operating cost is low. Feed requirements are basic, and maintenance is simple. In small rice-based economies, this model makes sense. Low output, low input, high durability. That's a completely different profit equation. Across Thailand and Vietnam, swamp buffalo dominate traditional farming. Strong legs, wide hooves, built for wet soil. They don't need concentrated feed. They handle parasites better. They survive harsh, rural systems. Milk is secondary, labor is primary. And here's something important. In areas where machinery is expensive or unavailable, a swamp buffalo may be more valuable than a dairy animal. Now pause and think about that, because this is where the original mistake becomes clear. People compare milk numbers, but they ignore purpose. River buffalo built dairy industries. Swamp buffalo built rice civilizations, and neither is better. They're different tools. Now let's move west, because the Middle East and parts of Africa adapted buffalo to something else entirely: heat. Buffaloes are not just Asian animals, they spread, and when they did, adaptation became everything. Egyptian buffalo, the desert dairy worker, found along the Nile region, adapted to intense heat, moderate milk production, strong fat percentage, more heat tolerance than many high-production Indian breeds. In extreme climates, stability beats maximum yield, because heat stress can destroy dairy performance fast. That's another economic trap. High-producing animals suffer more under stress. Moderate producers often last longer, and longevity affects profit more than people think. Now let's close the loop, because we started this video with a strong claim. Most farmers think all buffalo are the same. They're not, and now you can see why. Here's the big takeaway. Stop asking, what's the best buffalo breed? Start asking, what system am I building? Because the decision ladder looks like this. Step 1, type, river or swamp. Step 2, geography, hot, humid, dry, flooded. Step 3, purpose, milk, meat, draught, jewel. Step 4, breed only now. Does breed matter? If you choose Murrah in a system that cannot support high nutrition, you'll struggle. If you choose a swamp buffalo expecting dairy-level milk, you'll be disappointed. If you ignore butterfat percentage, you may miss higher value markets. Profit is not about maximum output, it's about system fit. And that's the correction most people never hear. Not all buffalo are the same. They are biological strategies shaped by geography and economics. Choose the wrong one, and you build friction into your farm. Choose the right one, and everything flows more easily. That's the real difference. If this helped you understand buffalo the right way, subscribe for practical livestock breakdowns that protect your time and money, because choosing the right breed isn't luck, it's a strategy.